What's up, y'all? Gotta put on my shades for this because I feel extra cool about it. 322, 227. What am I talking about? 322,000 views in the last 28 days. 322,000 views. 322,000. 322,000 in the last 28 days. And 227 subscribers. Do y'all know how good that is right now, y'all? When I tell you that I can say it with my chest, say it with your chest. Famous Kevin Hart quote. Say it with your chest. Man, I'm trying to tell you, man, we saying it with our chest around here at ONYXCON, y'all. Ain't nothing like being able to stand on your numbers and know that it ain't going nowhere, that it ain't wavering, you ain't, you know what I'm saying? Everything's organic. Ain't nothing been artificially created. We ain't buying no numbers. We don't buy followers. We just legit people coming by, seeing the content. It's legit effort, waking up every day, treating it like a job, making sure I post, making sure I go live, making sure I talk to y'all, making sure I let y'all know who I am, what I stand for, what I'm about, what I ain't gonna waver on, what it's gonna always be, what ONYXCON is, what it ain't, what it ain't, what it is, what it ain't, what it is, what it ain't, what it ain't, what it ain't, what it is, what it is, what it is, what it ain't, what it ain't, what it gonna be like. ATL forever, baby. Okay. Art Life, ONYXCON, 24/7, 365. Black History is more than a month. It is more than a month. We are living it, y'all, in real time. 322,000. I said last week, I think it was. I said I'll just be happy if I see it get to 300,000. It's in the 200s now. 322,000. Oh man, because every day is a new day on YouTube. You gotta understand that about how it works. Yeah, yeah, yep, yep. 322,000, y'all. Thanks to what y'all doing right now up in here. People coming through. Thank you, thank you. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I like to see. One looking and a one thumbs up, meaning people looking and they appreciating the content. Thank you. When you come in, just hit the button. Don't even hesitate. Just hit the button. Even if you're brand new here, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You gon' like everything you're gonna get over here. Trust me. Just go ahead and hit the button. Thank you. See? Two thumbs up. Thank you. 322,000 322,000 views in the last 28 days. They counted by 28 days on YouTube. 322,000, y'all. I'm trying to tell you, man, if y'all keep acting right, you gonna, I mean, I was about to say you're gonna get me up out this car. Now you're gonna put me in it for different reasons, because I'm gonna still be going places. But it ain't gonna be all this courier, this courier. It ain't gonna be no more courier. I just can't wait. I tell you, we're gonna do a ceremony. When we get to that point, I always had an idea, on some ONYXCON style. I was gonna retire this. This is my baby right here. This is what I call it, lemon drop. This lemon drop right here. This lemon drop. I'm gonna retire lemon drop, and I'm gonna decorate it. I'm gonna do some artwork on these panels, these shiny parts. I had this idea. I've been had this idea. Only reason I ain't done it, I feel like it's got to be ceremonious. It's got to be symbolic. It's got to mean that the work. It's still gonna mean what it always meant. It means work. This means work. When I put on my fluorescent, this means work. Damn it, because that's what it is. It's work. Putting in the work to get to the goals. Putting in the work to get to the goals, y'all. I'm telling you, I'm going to decorate this thing, and it's gonna have all kind of beautiful calligraphy on it. I already got the idea. I had this idea for damn near a year and a half, 2 years now, because that's how long I had this, and even longer than that, quite frankly. I forget how long ago I bought this. This thing is definitely. This is a quality one, man. This is a quality one. This one thing. I mean, it's just now starting to get to the point where I got the burned in. You know, that come from work. That you can't wash that out. I trust me, I done tried. You can't get that off. Once it's in there, it's in there. That's that burned in work dust. That grit. That's that grit to give it character. That's that beyond new number of packages that this thing has held when I'm grabbing it side to side on a big old box or whatever, delivering, dropping off groceries, all these different packages. And there's a story behind everywhere I've been and everything I've done. Because every one of those days, I never put down what I'm here to do. I never put down ONYXCON. I keep talking to my people every day I go live. Every day. Sometimes y'all know if you really a subscriber, if you're one of my monetization nation, meaning you part of us, you are here for us. You are actually not just visiting. You've bought into the dream. You are part of the passion. You are here as a supporter of this 501c3 nonprofit arts and creative lifestyle organization, ONYXCON. Okay? You've hit the buttons. You do the likes. You part of the ones with the thumbs up right now, not the 13 just staring like with the mouth open. What you what you looking if you ain't hitting no buttons, man? It's social. Make social. Get social. Hit the buttons. Send some emojis up. Where my emojis at? Damn. Come on, man. Show some love. What's wrong with y'all? Good gracious. Have a heartbeat for once in your life. Get a pulse. Get a pulse. Come on, let me help you. Here's how it sounds. Percussion. I'm a percussionist. Can you hear yours? Here, put your fingers right here. Do you feel it? Oh shit, we lost some. They dead as hell. You got 8 people watching and only 2 thumbs up. What the hell going on? But you know what? I ain't gonna blame it all on y'all. Sometimes it's the technology. It can be a delay. I've learned that. It can be a delay. It can be a delay. Just like I'm gonna have to give y'all a delay right now, because here come out. Yeah, I'm whistling. Whistling that Drew Hill that I used on my shorts for promoting ONYXCON hotties. If you don't know, now you know, and you should have known, but that's okay. We're going to get you up to date. ONYXCON hotties is one of ONYXCON's elements, one of the entities, one of the vibes, one of the lanes, one of the multi-niche. Okay, because we do multi-niche. It's one of the niches. Niches are your categories, your genres, the things you deal with, the subjects. And we love the ladies, and we celebrate the beautiful women of the world, but not just for their looks, not just because of their fine body, not just because they know how to do their hair and their makeup and their nails. No, 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 no. For their talents too, man. Because all of that I just mentioned is a talent. It's all in art. And we're about that art life. We're about the arts. So we celebrate that in every way. Okay? For the real women, all ethnicities, all types of ladies. Okay? But the ladies, right? And especially, it started with a thing of I was going to cover just cosplayers because of our history as a Comic Con and everything. But then I said, no, I'm just going to go all in because, I deal with style. So, there's a lot of fashionableness. Fashionistas, it just go with, ladies love fashion. So that's going to be a part of style and ONYXCON hotties. So I was like, all right, that's one thing. Then also just a lot of times people out here nowadays, it's just so shallow. It's so freaking shallow when it comes to the women. Everything's just all about simply the TNA. Like, I'm a straight man all day, so I love some good TNA. I ain't gonna even front. I'm not even gonna pretend and play with that and act like that's not a thing. Of course, it never gets old, and it works. It is what it is. Everybody's looking. Obviously, it wouldn't be a thing if it wasn't a thing. It's a thing. But my thing is take it further. And a lot of the ladies who I've been following for years, they always have more than just their bodies and their face and whatever else about them makes them so appealing. If you really listen to ones that, who are not complete ditzes and just, dingbats and they ain't really talking about nothing, just be all ditzy and saying stupid stuff or purposefully playing dumb because they're not dumb, but they think, okay, if I do that, that's what guys like, blah, 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 blah. Well, that's what ignorant ass dudes like, real intelligent sapiosexuals, okay? Sapiosexual means you are enticed by intellect and then the loins activate, okay? I say I'm a sapiosexual. So I ain't gonna front and say that, well, I'm sapio and just straight up hetero regular. Like the visuals do matter. I'm the first to tell you. It ain't like, oh, it doesn't matter how she look. No, that's bullshit. Yes, it does. It definitely matters how she looks. But that ain't gonna do it alone. if that's all there is, that's all I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna look. I'm gonna enjoy the show and I'm gonna leave. Oh, okay. Swipe on to the next one. Oh, another. Oh, she fine. Swipe, 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 swipe. But if I'm looking at somebody to roll up in the DMs, really want to make a connection, really want to know who this human being is, because she is gorgeous and not just gorgeous in the mind. She gorgeous. I done heard her say something and say, "Whoa, wait a minute now. We got a brain activated here." Okay. Yeah, yeah. Like when I posted today, reposted, and I think, I'm not sure. I want to say she might be in Atlanta. This girl is so fine and so adorable, but she's a realtor, and that ain't uncommon. A lot of ladies getting to their bag, getting to their money with realty, because that's where the money's at, real estate, all that. But no, no, no. She really know what she talking about, and she's smart about it. She knows that she's gonna get you to look because of how she looks. But then when you listen to what she's saying, like, and I reposted something she was saying, sharing about a client she had that did construction, so knew what things should cost with construction, and they stopped looking at homes, and he just decided, I'm gonna buy some land and build something, and I'll work my mortgage with you through that, and she's helping him do that. And I said, there you go. I like that, because that's my language. That's something I want to do. When I finally get where I'm going. After all this struggle and strife and climbing up this long hill of life, that's a goal for me, you know. Yeah, that's one of the many goals on the list, because if I build it and I pick my builder and I pick my architect and plan and everything, it's gonna be to my specification. It's gonna be right. It's gonna be just what I want it to be. Not, oh, that's what came with it. I don't really like this, but I guess I got to take this because this is all you got. It's like, yeah, yeah, I would ultimately want to do it from scratch, my way, especially if you're going to get locked into a mortgage that can literally be the rest of your life. Anytime you do, mortgages are like marriages, y'all. And I'm speaking from experience of both things. You know what I'm saying? I'm divorced from I divorced a mortgage and I divorced in a relationship. But I'm telling you something about it for real. It's both of them are built to be lifetime commitments. A lot of people go into them thinking, well, I'm where I'm at now, but I got these big lofty goals and I'm gonna do better and it's gonna be so much easier, and I'm gonna get to a point where I might have 2 or 3 houses or 5 or 10 properties. And if you get out here listening to too much of this social media conversation, you might believe that it's just so easy to do that, but it is not. And life got a way of creating challenges and unexpected financial burdens and challenges that uproot even the best of your plans and concepts and ideas. Not to say that it won't happen. If it's meant to be, it'll be. But what I've learned about those types of decisions, I'm saying, just don't go into it not knowing that the reason why there's all that paperwork around it is because they intend on you to be in this forever. Everything you buy like that, it's just like even buying a car. It's like, it's messed up that it's like that. You know the shit ain't gonna last. You know it's gonna fall apart. You know it's gonna have problems. You know you have to do so much maintenance on it and everything. But they still sell the idea that you're gonna be in this for a while. So treat it like it's forever, even though you know it's not. Like that's the idea behind the market of all these types of things: cars, mortgages for homes, marriages. These things are all built off of a sense of permanence. And why? Because those who are in the industry of them make money off of the longer you are in it, struggling to keep it together, pay for it, fix it, whatever the case may be. It's all expensive, and they know that. They know it comes with expense. It's guaranteed money. It's not, well, he or she might spend some money on this. No, if you're in a home, if you're in a car, if you're in a marriage, anything that takes that level of commitment, you're going to spend money. There's no you might do it. No, you will, and they know that. So it's guaranteed money for those in those industries. So they're all about that first, and that's why they promote it so hard. That's why they tell you. That's why they tie it in with religion. If you want to really get down to the marriage thing, I'm getting deep today. I mean, it's on a tangent, but we're gonna we freestyling right now. Today is a freestyle. Okay, we freestyling up in here. Stick with me and you'll learn. Get frustrated about the fact I didn't stay on the topic I was talking about. You're missing the point. It's a freestyle. So here we go. But this is why they tie in religion with it. since the dawn of time with the concept of religion, because it's all construct. I tell you all the time about them construct. Race is a construct. Religion is a construct. These are constructs. They're not innately bad or good, depending on who's talking. Depending on what's your function, what's your junction function, baby. What you doing with it? Do you mean well with it, or are you just trying to control? You see what I'm saying? Are you creating systems to give people balance because they lack balance? They don't have order. They don't have discipline. Because I get that part of it for those who struggle with that, and that's why they get into those things. But for those of us who have that already, no, you just want control. That's what it really is. It's all about control, people. And it's guaranteed. Like I said, once you got somebody's mind to think, yeah, I have to do this, or I'm expected to do this, and then you make it a part of their manhood or their womanhood. You tell a woman she's not a full woman until she's married and has children. And then they spend their whole life stressed out about that if it doesn't happen, or if they can't find the right combo to make that happen. That doesn't make you a woman. You're a woman regardless, ladies. Did you hear me? And that's coming from a real man who ain't on none of that stuff. Because the only dudes who are on that, they are all about controlling your woman instead of being in a relationship with WITH. I get so excited I'm jumbling up my letters. Okay, they ain't about with. They're about control, dominance. See, that's why I don't like the language of religious conversation. When people start talking that shit, they talk about having dominion over. Whoa, whoa, whoa! You don't have no dominion over shit. You're a part of the rest of nature. You don't have no damn dominion. Dominion my ass. Oh my gosh. You are so irrelevant in the equation and you hyping yourself up. You ain't no damn, you, no. Because another thing that happens is they'll say God is at the top, but then they want to put all these human figures in it. Because basically they want to be in a pantheon where, yeah, they'll put this concept at the top that they define, right? And then they'll put their self, or they'll put somebody that they admire, that they want to be like, or whatever. You know, yeah, that's what they do. That's what they do, y'all. That's what they do. That's what they do. That's what they do. Oh yeah, this is what they do, ladies and gentlemen. It's what they do. It's what they do. It's what they do. But the thing of it is, if you can get enough people doing it all together in unison, then you can create a culture, a society. And once you got people believing that that's our way, that's what we do, that's what we about, that's how we are. And I said this yesterday about something I was just talking about with anything. To get an audience, and it's like most people would never tell you the stuff I tell you because they just want to use it to manipulate you. I don't want to manipulate nobody. I want you to be a genuine fan of whatever I'm talking about. If you don't really like it, if it boils your just boil, and it would piss off a lot of people because a lot of people are religious, and I tell them quick, I am not one of them people who sits around talking that ish, talking about business ain't personal. Bullshit. Business is personal, and every business is personal because every business is created from someone's personal dream of their life and how they want it to be and the kind of business they want to run. How the fuck is that not personal? It's completely personal, people. It's complete. Only reason they say these things is to get you all like, well, yeah, yeah, yeah. And again, this goes along with religious talk, because they're religious, they talk like that. Say stuff that's not true, but make it definite. Like put some truth with some human, put some absolute universal truth with some human desire, and then tell you that ain't got nothing to do with that. Don't worry about that part. I know it doesn't make any sense, but you don't question God. Then they go into that. I ain't religious. So yeah, yeah. And more there's people who are not religious because they figured out the game, man. They said, man, enough of enough, man. This ain't it. But the sad part about it is, here's the other thing that's funny about it. There's been so many centuries of people who are about nothing but constructs. They live their whole life within constructs. Everything they do is within constructs. Then it creates whole societies based on these constructs. which is why artists, if anybody ever say, well, why is this everything you got so good and everything so right? Why you broke? See, people judge if your job is not what they perceive as wealth. That's why I hate that phrase when people talking about broke, or now the kids be talking about brokey and all that. I'm like, no. Every time I hear that, all I hear is a broken person. They have a broken spirit because they're not true to who they are. They don't really know who the fuck they are. They're told everything they're doing. Oh, as long as I got on this Louis Vuitton, this Gucci and everything, I'm important. I'm somebody. I made it. I did it. Then they'll tie it in with the religion. What you think? Why you think that Drewski joke is so damn funny? Shout out to Drewski, man. That was absolutely classic. That joke he did, making fun of the mega church pastors and how trifling and crazy they are. That shit is brilliant. It's brilliant, y'all. It's brilliant because he did not even make it. He didn't have to make it up. It already existed. What those people were doing and what they do is still happening in real time. They're still talking just as crazy. He made them so mad. Dang pastors going off cussing in the pulpit. Went back there pimps and gangsters, what they used to be, or what they still are. But just, but golly, did y'all see that video? Did y'all see that? And I know everybody think everything that's over the top is AI. That wasn't AI. Okay, that was not that was not AI. That fool literally was pissed off and went off like some street rapper, some gangster street rapper beefing with another rapper. Like, F that fool, is that it was cussing in the pulpit talking about Drewski. It's like, wow. Y'all but talk about the hit dog gonna holler because they know they threatened. It's like, man, you messing with my bank, you messing with my paper money. Because you obsessed. That's why I tell you all the time, man. Respect first, then power, then money. Because if you live that other way, like these people, this is the monster. This is who they are. This is who they show you if you live. You just keep watching. I don't care how many times they accept an award and say, let me first give honor to God. Yeah. Keep watching the story. How many times we see Puffy do that? Oh my gosh. How many times do we see R. Kelly do that? Oh my gosh. How many times do we still see fools in the White House? I'm supposed to mumble my voice. We know, hey man, nah. This is a mental warfare. This is a mental warfare. And if we keep playing humble to it, we will be all we gonna be is victims. Ain't no reason to be quiet about shit. Say whatever you got to say, as long as you still can. Help somebody wake up today. And yes, woke is a beautiful word that means something that has shit to do with political party. Do you hear what I'm saying? Real talk. So yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, when I started, I said we just freestyling, style freeing, as Andre 3000, the legend said. I'm just freestyling, style freeing. Yeah, outcasted forever, stay true. Oh my goodness gracious alive, I tell you. That take me to my next topic. Why not? As we talk about HCL MCs and legendary things going on. I had to say, I'm gonna share something that I would normally not even break down. But I don't care no more, man. I wanna see some big healing and revealing and waking the hell up. And I'm just tired of the goofies winning, man. I'm tired of the goofies winning. They winning all the time. You know, they don't make no amends for their sins. They just, and I ain't talking religiously. When I say sins, the word has a meaning. It's outside of religion. It just is what it is. Okay? Because God is actually that which is invoked. So whatever you invoke, you can set up your own system of what is sin. Everybody else does it. That's why I say it's a construct. Well, I'll tell you, it's hard to swallow for some folk today. They're gonna be like, "Did you losing that?" No, same dude I always been. I just don't get on these topics every day. It's a every now and then thing. But I don't mind going there. I don't mind going there. I really don't. But phew, passing by this, that's crazy. Only in the metro, it's crazy. Oh my God, it really is a very Atlanta thing. Cause I was just gonna say, like, I just passed by this mansion, right? Literally a mansion, and the next door neighbors living in some old farm shack. I'm talking about beat down, about to get blown over by the next tornado. I mean, it would, man, next to a fortress. And now I'm down here, and there's another little, you know, little hovels next to these. Man, these 500,000 to $1.2 million homes and stuff out here, easily, easily. And it's crazy because it's like when you go to other places, some other places, not everywhere, because there are other places like Atlanta in that way. I know this, but when I'm in LA, they understand. Yo, we ain't gonna be right next to. You may have that happen in a few of the neighborhoods down the hill in the flats, in the show enough LA. But if you up on the hill in Hollywood, in Bel Air and shit, man, and I've been up in them hills. Okay, I'm speaking from experience. Okay, uh, they don't have their stuff next to. They ain't gonna have their stuff next to anybody of a lower tax bracket. They cluster together the top money in one area, and for the most part, Atlanta does too in some areas. But it ain't uncommon still to see people from other places come here and just figure, man, I can get what and have some land and what, I get it. You get it way out, so you want the land and everything. But yeah, man, but you can't put your stuff right next to the folk with the faded out chump sign in their yard. You know what I'm saying? If they chumpers, if they on that chump life, they gonna be mad at some point that you out here balling in their face, living what they thought was gonna happen when Trump, took over and his regime started, and they ain't woke up yet after all of what that happened to realize this had nothing to do with your po ass. It never did and it never will. They're not helping you. They are never gonna help you. They are not your friends. You are their buffoonish minion. All right. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Back at it. Back at it. Back at it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. So, I was talking about how these things work and all that. Let me give y'all a little view real quick. So when I mentioned what I was saying about how the neighborhoods can sometimes be out in the boonies like this, you'll understand what I'm saying. See, so like that's an older home right there. Older, I guess you might say somewhat plantation style, which I hate that look. But you'll have stuff like that, and then you'll have something that's like a straight up real mansion, and then there'll be like some little shack. I was gonna say though about a whole nother topic, somewhat relatable. If you know how to tie the dots together, you'll get what I'm saying when I say somewhat relatable. Just talking about haves, have nots, big money, little money, big things popping and little things dropping, big things popping and little things dropping. Shout out to Ti, man. Ti is going off right now. This whole thing, if you ain't heard about it, him and 50 Cent has officially reached. They have a beef status. Like Ti, in a friendly way, in multiple interviews, where people said, "Who would you have a versus with?" And we all know, if you know about versus, it's probably the most popular uh, face off of musicians. It could be R&B, it could be hip hop, and there've been some classic ones. I've enjoyed some of the verses. I've not so much enjoyed other ones, but generally, they've been fun. They've been uh, great to see the friendly competition when it remained friendly as it should. But then there's been ones where it wasn't so friendly, but it still managed to, do its thing without it getting too crazy. And everybody made it out alive. And at the end, everybody shook hands, and that was that. Whatever. Uh, and that would have been the way if this thing had ever came to fruition with Ti and 50 Cent. But 50 was ducking and dodging it, and Ti got tired of him ducking and dodging. And started. It went from kind of friendly challenge to saying, why you dodging me? Kind of like a boxer saying, I want that title bout, and you don't want to face me in the ring because you know you can't hang, you might lose. He ain't said that quote, but I'm saying that was the energy of what he started to say in other interviews and stuff. And from what I can gather, without referencing too much direct stuff, because I'm not a big fan of 50. I've never been a fan of 50 Cent per se. I like some songs by him. You know, it come on, I'ma dance and whatever. It's because it's more nostalgic of a time than about him. It's just the beat. It's the rhythm. Like I always say, man, with half of this stuff that we grew up on, and even now, what y'all growing up on from our young folk, hear me now, believe me later, man. You're gonna look back at some point if you're intelligent and growing and evolving, and it's not gonna sound the same to you. You're gonna try to make it sound the same when you hear it when you get older. It's just not gonna sound the same. It's why old folk get older and don't want to hear the loud, wild music of their youth. Now they like some of it forever. Some of it they listen to. That's when you know it's classic. You put on that boogie woogie rock song, and your grandma still she could barely stand up, but she trying to shake something. You know, that's them real classics. Then you got the other stuff that's just kind of there, and you're a little bit into it still, but as you get older, it just don't even sound the same to your ear. You get tired of it. You don't want to hear that shit. You know what I mean? Cut that off, man. I don't need that. You know? And that's where it's going to become, with like that's what's already happening to my ear with a lot of rap. You know, not all, because I forever love hip hop. The true, what it is at its essence, in various forms, in various topics, various ways, everything from West Coast. You know, and when I say West Coast, I don't immediately mean gangster rap. See, that's a problem. People, you say West Coast, people think gangster, it's gangs. No, not everything out the West was gangs. No, damn it. Did you ever hear of hieroglyphics? They were not a gang group. You know, they were not that. They were never that. You know, they dealt with the topic, but they didn't. That's not them. You know, and like Tribe Called Quest, all these legends. You know, if you talk about the East Coast. You talk about New York, talk about all these areas that had rough neighborhoods, histories, etc. Chicago, Common, you know, the Roots, Philly. You know, you got a lot of legendary folk that never was on no gangster-ish, right? And then you got what happened when gangster did take over more or less. And how hard it was for even the conscious rapper to be completely conscious. They had to show you they got some edge. I'll kick them off with the edge. Don't try me, you know. And we had to kind of live that in reality. Like, you know, man, I'm not no gangster, but I tell you what, you ain't gonna take advantage of me. You ain't gonna hurt my family. So we all had to get this edge on us, you know. And so, and it still remains the same in this crazy ass country. So when I hear about this Ti beef and everything with 50 Cent, what bothers me, even though I heard two of the tracks, and Ti went off because, you know, supposedly 50 said some things about his wife and his kids, about T.I.'s kids and wife, and that's just, you don't do that. And they always say, in beef, just leave the family out of it and keep it about me and you, and we'll shake hands one day about it, laugh about it, and we can move on. But when you start talking about family, man, it's going to get real, it's going to get personal, it's going to get ugly, it's going to get weird. And it might get in the streets because fools got camps, and then both of them got real half reformed or not even reformed at all goons hanging around on payroll, you know, and entourages and things. And that's how stuff be jumping off when people get to events and be seeing each other face to face and all that. And we don't need we don't need that. No more. We don't need no more Biggie Tupac shit. None of that. We already had East Coast versus West Coast bullshit that I lived through seeing how that started getting real. I'm not gonna be where I can't travel to New York because of some fucking 50 Cent beef because I'm from Atlanta. That's stupid as shit. We not doing none of that dumbass shit. You understand me? None of that. None of that. So I want to say that from my perspective, and how what really pisses me off about it is I don't mind the friendly competition or even the hot competition. Like the track I heard from Ti was going off, and I appreciated him setting the record straight. But does any of this have anything to do with what we're living through right now in America as black people, as black men? Does any of this have anything to do with what's going on with the ICE shit going on? They're threatening not just Latinos, because Latino does not just mean people who don't automatically look black enough for you to think they're not Latino, because there's Afro Latinos. They talking about they're going after the Haitians next. Hello, damn it, black people, wake up! Like no one's exempt is the bottom line from what is happening and the intention of what is happening. There's been a blatant, in your face, not even hiding the agenda on the damn the U.S. Oh my gosh, the social media account for the country's security, so to speak. They put up an outright white supremacist song, a song, y'all. And I saw a video where this guy broke down what it meant, because anybody not knowing the song or what it really means, just hear and think, oh, it's another patriot type song. It's just being proud to be an American type. No, 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 no. No, it's proud to be if you are of the constructs of what is considered white American. That's what they were saying. That's what they were literally saying. Literally. So, that's how critical it's gotten. That's how crazy it is. And I can only see it being worse and worse because so many people are just not even seeing it for what it is and what's going on. And then I've even seen a report recently, and this one really bothered me because I admit I didn't want to, I almost don't want to look it up and find out that it's absolutely true. But there was something that happened in Cobb County recently where they say there was a black man found from what appeared to be a lynching. Now, if that is true, man, yo, the levels of insanity and what they want, it's like certain groups are trying to set off race wars and nonsense. They want that. And it's been said that nothing I'm saying is a conspiracy theory. It's not like years ago where anytime you said anything like this, oh, that's conspiracy theory. Oh, that's just a bunch of this, that, and the other, poppycock, blah, blah, blah. No, no, no. All you gotta do is do an AI search, do hell, just look around through social media till you get to somebody who you trust, that you know is telling the truth. And you're gonna find the stuff I'm talking about. It's not hidden anymore. They're not even hiding. They're just, isn't that obvious with the way they're running everything right now? You know, the Epstein files are out, but they're not out. It's like they're out, but they're not out. They're out, but then I remember I went and looked them up one night just to see, okay, I want to see what was revealed, what's on the official government site. And I found the official government site, and I saw the scroll of fucking files, and everything I tapped was so vague. I was like, no wonder why people are mad. And because unless you got time to go through all of these pictures of odd stuff that don't make sense to you because you don't know the context of what you're looking at, you can't really gather much. So, but for those who do have the time, and that's their job, that's what they do. They're journalists. They're there to try to reveal the truth. They said nothing but countless, even when it still tries to be vague and cover up what was what. Because everybody will say stuff and try to say, well, that doesn't necessarily mean that this was happening or that was happening. No, that's exactly, any intelligent human being knows, no, you sickos was doing everything and then some. Everything and then some, man. And it's blatant. It's really blatant at this point. It's like, for everything they are hiding, they may as well not be hiding nothing at all because in plain sight, the ignorance of most people nowadays is so bad. They know they can get away with damn near anything just because people are so stupid. They won't ever research anything. They won't go too far outside of their comfort zone in researching the truth. And then with all of the prejudices and constructs that have been created, well, hell, you got so many people claiming they team so hard. They don't want to hear nothing from nobody else. As soon as they say, there's people who come on my page right now. As soon as I say the word black and they see my face or white, they just get mad and they leave. And I laugh every time I see somebody pop up and dip out like that because I know that's probably who that is. It's either that or a kid is annoyed because it's not me talking about the shoes or the toys or whatever else that might appeal to the young audience, or get back to the sensationalism like I was talking about the music artists and everything. But it's like that's my point about what I was saying about the music artists. I'm saying I understand the history of all those things that are done to sell records and to get something to be popular, and controversy sells, and if they can keep up a bunch of hullabaloo, that's gonna sell quicker than enlightenment and wisdom and truth and all that. But that's only because ain't nobody tried that in a long time. See, I was in an era where Public Enemy was and is forever my absolute favorite. Absolute favorite. Okay, all right, I see you. It's my absolute favorite hip hop group of all time. That's about a group of all time. Because they always had a message, because they were always giving you edutainment. They were always speaking knowledge of self for black families and people and everybody, anybody who wanted to know more about why black folk got a right to be mad. You listen to Public Enemy, white, black, native, what, I don't give a damn what you are. If you wanted to know why, that was the group, and still is. They've been still making music. Chuck's still putting out joints. They still got new joints dropping, especially right now. It's not the same as it ever was because hey, people getting older, the sound is different, everything's different. Even his cadence and flowing is different. Chuck don't even flow the same. He don't. I notice he don't care as much about the. He sounds like his age, which is cool because I respect that. I just like to hear whatever he got to say. I'm gonna listen to it, but I ain't gonna front. I ain't gonna sit there and bob to it every day because it ain't got that. It ain't got that original. Man, that thing is hidden though. That I wish he would get with like somebody like KRS-One, but KRS-One ain't. I don't know if he's. I don't think KRS is as old as Chuck D, leader of Public Enemy. But I had to go get some facts real quick, y'all. I had to go get. I had to go get some facts. I needed that. I need the facts, y'all. I went and looked it up real quick. KRS-One is 60. Oh wait a minute, that's not. Hold on. That's not my road. I thought that was my road. That's not it. KRS-One is 60, and Chuck D is 65. How about that? How about that? Right? That's awesome, man. And both these brothers are looking great and strong as hell for their age. I love it. I love it. They inspire me, and I love to see my heroes, you know, because my legends that I respect, that I still admire and still follow their careers, still thriving. I mean, because a lot of people didn't even make it out of their 50s, man. Shit, these brothers in their 60s, man. That's awesome. Especially KRS-One, because he been through a hell of a lot that would make somebody, I mean, it on both sides, Chuck and him. I'm not saying comparing strife, but I just know that, KRS-One raps about when he was young. He was homeless at one point. He did all this different stuff. He been through a lot. Hell of a lot. What's up? Oh, okay. One of my homies hit me back. One of my friends from the movie biz on set today. I was asking if she had been to set since I had just met her. Real cool people. And said that she's on something. I had to look up what that is. I never heard of that. But there's always some stuff going on, man. It just when you don't think there's no work, there's work. You just gotta find out. You gotta dig hard and get some people who are on the ground and know where the work is. They'll tell you where it is. You get some real ones in your team. Definitely just got in a little mini workout, carrying some one of them I don't know 5 to 30 wrapped up block of water bottles, up 2 flights of stairs, still tingling a little bit, like yeah. This is why I laugh over there. If you ain't applying it to real life, then what is it? I'll be honest with you. It's like, I'm doing leg day every day. How about that? Leg day, back day, arm day, chest day. Plus do my push-ups when I get home. Plus do my walk sometimes when I got time. Because I admit sometimes I just don't have time. But before a week is over, I'm gonna get my 3 days of hardcore walking. So you add it all up, I get my 3 days a week workout more or less from the job I'm doing plus how I do everything else that I do. So it comes together. It comes together. Keep it tight. Keep it right. Yes, indeed. But to get back on topic and more or less wrap this one up, or go into another topic, I just say, man, I want to see the music reflect the time. The music does not reflect the time. All of it is it's on a repeat play. If anybody say, yeah, it does, it is. You know, if you want to talk about all the negative stuff, all the just the jealousy, the hatred, the throw the money in your face. I'm rich, you ain't. You a brokey. I'm balling. You ain't got it. You need to get your money of it. That's not. That's, if you say that's reflecting the times, no, that's reflecting a constant taught cycle of self unraveling. It's not culture. It's a fabrication of a culture. It's not a real. It's like you take away all of the flossing and bullshit. It's what Kendrick said. It's why I love Kendrick though, because Kendrick he sits amidst the bullshit. He plays enough with the elements that makes them feel comfortable. The thugs are comfortable because he still got his ties to the neighborhoods out in LA and everything. The hotties are comfortable because he plays to them with, you know, he gets SZA on there and she'll sing and they'll make it smooth with a song like Luther. But and then he'll have beef and he'll go at it and tear a rapper apart like a Drake and all of that and make him wish he had never said a word and one of the greatest diss songs in history and blah 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 blah. That all fine and good, but the real people ask me, well, what's your favorite Kendrick track? They gonna get mad at because I'm gonna remind him or her, anybody who asks me, that the man did other tracks besides this track. That the man has, like, my favorite track off of GNX is "Man in the Garden." That's the greatest track on the whole album, as far as I'm concerned. Talking about his personal value, talking about his worth, talking about what he knows he is due because of the work he's done. That I relate to. That's what I'm doing right now. That I relate to that. I respect that. I respect that grind. I respect that evolution of an artist to define what you want out of life and what you deserve and what is meant to be. That's a theme song for me. I love that joint. Love it. They not like us. Yeah, it's a bop. It's, you know, it is what it is. Okay, great. But that ain't that and it'll forever be classic because it was, you know, timeless in its reply and a diss and all of that. That ain't the meat. That ain't the bone. That ain't the core. That's just, man, that's the sauce. It's sauce. It's definitely sauce. It's hot sauce. Yeah, it's hot, it's spicy. It makes it, oh, damn, whoa, yeah. Yeah, but that ain't the nutrition. The nutrition, the real meat, and the structure, the bone, man, that's Man in the Garden. Joints like that. Joints like that. And that's why I respect him as an artist, because I know he's a whole artist, not just a, I only do this surface level shit and I act like the world ain't as crazy as it is. See, I can't wait for his next project, because if it comes out anytime soon, I know he's going to address what's going on. There's no way he's not going to speak on ICE. There's no way he's not going to speak on Trump and all this bullshit going on. He's going to talk about what's really mattering. And yeah, it may only be 2 tracks out of 8. You know, the rest of them will be a little bit more. Don't try me. You know I'm that dude that'll get in your ass. Yeah, I know, man. We all know that. That's typical rapper shit. But I love it because the way he gonna flow it, just like I love the way T.I. flowed his against 50. It was masterfully put. And reminded you that he got bars for bars, and he can really be a thinking rapper, not just be talking some smooth shit. Like really say something so clever. He said, "God, wait, what'd you say, Tip?" He did that, but. But what stands the test of time? What I wouldn't mind hearing when I get 80, man, put on that Man in the Garden. You know what I'm saying? That's still gonna speak to your soul, people. I'm just saying we need something that's timeless and is dealing with the times. We need more rappers, more singers, more everybody dealing with the times. People still celebrate the 70s. Why? Because artists then, in my parents' time, they dealt with the times. They couldn't ignore it. You couldn't. It was part of it. It was talking about the culture. Shit, it was in the cultures. You had an album that didn't address being proud to be black or something that said something about the time and how hard it was. Yeah, people want to groove. They want to feel better. They want to forget. They want to have escapism. I say that is important. But if you don't remind me, if you just act like, man, if your stuff just too much of a party, people will probably be a little salty. Like, wait, man. Yeah, I'm all good with that, but I ain't had enough money to have a damn party. I barely got enough money to get a nights of sleep because I'm so stressed out. You know what I'm saying? That's the shit people need to get through. And I'm still waiting. And I'm probably gonna be waiting with this new generation because y'all are up here on some, like, it literally takes an all-out bomb to hit or some sick ass shit to happen on a massive scale. It's got to be like what happened with the health crisis for y'all to sit down and fucking analyze what the hell we're dealing with. And it's sad that it takes that kind of tragedy to make people chill the fuck out and be like appreciative of life and really focus on what matters and not be about all this bullshit all the damn time. Subscribe.